Me and my homie Matthew and his brother Josh were having a really interesting conversation a few days ago. Matthew is heavy into manga. He reads a lot of the anime that I consider my favorites that's coming out. Me, on the other hand, I can't read like that. No, I'm just playing. The only thing I've read as of now is like Tower of God and like this other series on Webtoon thing, I'm the Grim Reaper. And I'm like 400 chapters behind on Tower of God, so I haven't read that much manga, but I have a general idea of the format and like its purpose. We were discussing the pros and cons of consuming the story throughout these different types of media, and I'm wondering, it posed a question in my head. Which one is better? And what's good at doing what? I can definitely see the benefits of reading manga before the anime releases. I mean, naturally, you get the story first, obviously, style and the character design before the anime onlys like me. Manga is also super detailed when pertaining to the story content of the series too. For the most part, manga leaves like no stone unturned, giving you like every little detail available, if you know what I mean. And also manga is like the blueprint. Anime is literally like promotional. I think I learned this recently, but anime is literally promotional material to increase manga sales. I didn't know that before. So in most cases, the anime wouldn't exist without the manga. Manga is undoubtedly a good way to consume the series that you're interested in, but naturally, compared to anime, it's pretty limited in a few aspects, in my opinion. Emotion is a huge part of how we consume any form of media, and it kind of feels unfair to compare the two when it comes to like the emotional responses you get from each one, because like anime has a lot more art put into it than manga does, if that makes sense. And that's what it's supposed to do. My homie Matthew said that the anime should build off of the blueprint and add to it rather than just copy and pasting. And there's a few shows that I think do this phenomenally well. But before we go any further, warning spoilers for these following shows. And everything that they dropped recently. But I'm pretty sure if you're anime only, you probably was spoiled by the manga niggas years ago prior. So it is what it is. Before we talk about these examples though, let me actually tell you what I mean about the emotional responses. I feel this is kind of obvious, but maybe not, I don't know. You're gonna get way more emotion from an anime scene than you are from a series of manga panels. In an anime, you have several art forms put into a series of events. In manga, you have visual art, dialogue text, and like the overarching narrative. In anime, you have music, that same dialogue most of the time, but through voice acting and animation. And there's just more visual and auditory stigma there. And through these art forms, you can take more liberties and be a bit more creative than you can be with just a pencil and paper, if you know what I'm saying. Like Demon Slayer Season 3, the finale. When we thought that Nezuko died, and they did the whole little flashback sequence with that beautiful ass music in the background. And then they animated someone like walking towards Tanjiro and the two villagers in first person. And then they reveal her, and it's just like the music cut out and it said, "Good morning." Nigga, what? Manga is not doing that. I am sorry. I'm not 100% sure, but those flashback visuals might not have even been in the manga either. And if it wasn't, it's a great addition to that scene. That feeling I got from that scene cannot be fully fleshed out in the manga format, in my opinion. For me, at least, I would say. The moments in the Shibuya arc from JJK, the Death Anatomy, when they like switch between him frolicking in the beach and like going back in the subway station when he's like half burnt, fighting the curses. The hype, even the hype behind the fights, like Itadori versus Choso or Jogo versus Sukuna. It's hard to capture the essence of those moments without spending a little bit of bread, you feel me? Like a little bit of animation, a little bit big budget on the music, a little bit big budget on the voice actors. Like, it's hard to do that without spending a little bit of money and exerting a lot of resources for it. Black Clover, Yuno and Asta versus Patri, or Wizard King versus Patri. These sequences are so hype when animated, and then like you throw in like the opening of the show during the climax of the battle, and you're in my mind forever damn near. Like, that's how it is. But there's also disadvantages to anime as well. You get spoiled if you're anime only. It happens. It happens to be a lot of times. I found out Anatomy died, Gojo got sealed, and Nobara died 3 years before the anime came out. So, hey, it happens, bro. And sometimes anime strays like too far away from the source material, and people end up disliking it if they read the manga prior. I haven't even watched it yet, but I heard that the Promised Neverland Season 2 is like hated across the community. The guy at high school damn near changed everything from what I heard, and a lot of people don't like that adaptation of it. But this can also work too, because it changed like, look at a show like Akame Got Killed. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to end like that, but I feel like it probably wouldn't hit as hard if it didn't, if that makes sense. Bleach changed some stuff in the Squad Zero fight too. Like I think they didn't show the Shorty's Bankai like that, and that was one of the highlights of the last things that Bleach dropped. So I can't be mad at that. Like that's good. That's a great change. Like basically this can go really good or really bad. Another disadvantage with anime is you might not get every single detail in the plot that the manga will give you too. So that could potentially create loopholes if they leave certain stuff out. Anime's production cycle takes a long time, leaving you sitting there for years wondering what's about to happen next, while the manga man knew it happened years ago. But, once again, to answer this question, which one is better? Well, it depends on what you want out of the series. If you want a story, you don't have to choose one or the other. Like, a lot of manga niggas and anime niggas make you feel like you do, but you don't have to. If you want story in every excruciating detail, and you don't really care about the whole package, like the whole experience that the anime gives you, you simply just can't wait to see what happens next, go for the manga. But if you want to experience the manga story in all of its glory and have like memories about it and get these emotional responses out of it, you can get, like I said, you can get emotional responses out of manga too, but I feel like it's just amplified with anime because of how much art is in it. If you want all that, I would personally go anime. I like anime because of the emotional aspect of it. Like, it's unmatched. Like, but it's up to personal preference. I wouldn't necessarily say that one is better than the other because they both have different roles in the community. And let's try to not judge niggas based off of what niggas do. We're adults here, bro. And stop spoiling niggas, please. Please stop spoiling niggas. It was an interesting topic that I wanted to talk about. That's all for me, man. As always, man, I hope y'all have a great day, man. Love y'all, man. Peace.
Sometimes we seem to disagree. Pray that you protect her and increase my sympathy. I'm a mini you, one day I'll have a mini me. I'm your son, I shouldn't treat you like an enemy. I get annoyed when you point out all my